Well, after the Euros yesterday saw Italy bring home the title, we thought we'd pay homage to them with today's recipe. Actually, to be honest with you, it's all about Alan and Berrettini. He just wanted
the tennis.
The tennis.
I was just watching the tennis.
He's got a new love affair with someone.
Just great. I think a new superstar for tennis.
They need it, don't they?
They need it, yeah. And I think he really
the likes of Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic. I suppose Djokovic in another few years yet, but Berrettini could be the future, couldn't he?
Anyway, Nicola Allen is making a one-dish wonder to unite both sides. A classic chicken caprese. Good
Berrettini
morning
loves this.
Yeah, Berrettini loves this. Yeah.
So this is a gorgeous kind of play on a very obviously traditional Italian salad, but we're warming it up a little bit because it's not quite all that summery here at the moment this morning. So I'm just popping some chicken on the pan first to brown it up, and then we're going to make a really lovely sauce. So it's all about kind of Italian flavors. We've got some balsamic vinegar, which you put into the pan. Now, this does give off a really, really kind of strong vinegary kind of smell when you're doing it, so don't be alarmed.
I love balsamic vinegar though.
It's really, really delicious, and there's so many different types of it. You know, you can get a really, really strong kind of thicker liquid, and you get that by reducing it down. So what we're doing is
did you boil first there? I didn't see it. Or is it just
a tiny little bit of oil, because in an ideal world, we would be doing one pan, but I'm browning my chicken over here so that we can kind of show everything this morning. So we get the garlic going in there and then add in the cherry tomatoes. So we've got...
That's quite a lot.
500 grams of cherry tomatoes. So that really is like all that you need for your sauce. And it's going to cook down really, really nicely. So we'll just turn that up a touch.
You don't need like a tin of tomatoes. You reckon just actually normal cherry tomatoes
just ordinary
sliced up?
Cherry tomatoes sliced up, and they'll cook down. You're going to see in the next kind of minute or so while they start to cook down and get a lovely kind of tomatoey sauce going. I have a finished one here that we'll be able to show as well, so you can get a feel for it. And then just a little bit of pepper and some salt
I love your little
going
gadgets
on my
electric salt and pepper shakers.
So the chicken, you kind of, for this recipe, you can make it bigger or smaller depending on how many people you have. So a chicken breast per person. And then the tomatoes, you know, you can add in more. It's a really great one where there's no kind of hard and fast amounts for anything.
Okay. And you wouldn't slice the chicken and have it, like, you want the nice big breasts of chicken?
Yeah, I think it's nice every so often to have like a full kind of chicken breast. So I know a lot of times people are kind of going for the chicken strips and that kind of thing. But for this one, for me anyway, I think it's a great way, just no fuss. Okay, you have to chop up the tomatoes, but like if, you know, you were in a massive rush, you could leave them as they are, so they will just kind of cook down. Equally, this recipe would be great in the oven. You know, put your tomatoes, your balsamic and garlic in and let that bake down.
And you can flatten the chicken, chicken as well. Give it a good battering, and it's kind of flattens
you can butterfly it across, flatten it down so that it cooks
through a bit better.
Quicker. Yeah, exactly. So what we have then is the chicken kind of starting to brown.
We'll those cherry tomatoes, is it quite important to get good quality tomatoes, because I'd imagine like that's where the juice is going to come from, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So you want to get nice and ripe tomatoes, and you know, have a look at them and see if they are still a little bit green. You don't want them. You want them to be really, really nice and plump and red. And the best possible time of the year is the summertime for Irish grown tomatoes as well.
And would you normally then put the chicken in here now at this stage? You're just browning it for us, is it?
No, I'm browning it off anyway. So if I was at home doing it, the first step would be to brown the chicken and then set it aside. So I have some brown that I'm going to add in as well.
Oh, okay.
I always love going on holidays and you have a caprese salad and the tomatoes and the mozzarella, just delicious, aren't they?
I
just find, those tomatoes, like a good quality tomato, makes this meal, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So then, once your tomatoes have kind of cooked down a little bit, you want to add the chicken in and let that kind of finish off cooking, because your chicken at this stage won't be kind of fully cooked down yet because you've just kind of browned it off. And then you just let it kind of sit in here and
So how long? So you always make sure that chicken is cooked through.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the best thing to do with chicken as well is to slice into it to make sure that it's cooked. Never kind of leave it to chance. And if it is a little bit pink when you slice into it, then it needs to go back on the pan.
Minutes,
So you don't want to. There's a fine line, I suppose, with chicken. You never want to overcook it because it'll lose all of its flavour. But then you want to keep it so that it is like perfectly cooked as well.
And at what stage do you add the mozzarella then?
So the next kind of bit is to pop in a little bit of the basil and just let it kind of work its way into the sauce. I love that you can add tons of basil and it just cooks right down. And then the mozzarella, you can get slices or I've gotten it in little portions already, which is kind of
they're
perfect.
lovely, aren't they?
And you just dot them in across it. And then the best part of this is, at this stage, we're completely done. You just want to put the lid on.
And the one that you've done earlier, there seems to be a lot more sauce in it. Is that what happened?
Yeah, so it's going to cook down for a little bit more time.
Will cook out.
And I can't wait. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to try some.
Have to try some.
Will be nice and done.
So you're having yours with some pasta?
A little bit of pasta, yeah. And you can see you get this lovely, rich, dark sauce. And it's just such a lovely little taste of Italy in the morning time.
Oh, it's really juicy, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it's a really nice way of getting those kind of Italian salad flavours across into a warming kind of dinner. And also, like, there's endless possibilities. You can pop a couple of prawns in there as well, or bulk up some more vegetables like courgettes and that kind of thing. But keeping it fairly classic this morning.
That sauce is delicious. Yeah, it really is.
Nicola, thank you so much for that. That is absolutely delicious.
Enjoy.